Good morning, my dear students. In today's class, we are going to continue the same lesson, Civics, Unit 1, Indian Constitution, Center-State Relations. Legislative Relations. The Union Parliament has the power to legislate for the whole or any part of the territory of India, which includes not only the states but also the Union territories or any other area for the time being included in the territory of India. The seventh schedule of the Constitution embodies three lists, namely the Union list, state list, and concurrent list, consisting of 97, 66, and 47 items respectively. Union list. The Union list of 97 numbered items as provided in the 7th schedule to the Constitution of India. The state list. The state list is a list of 66 items in the Schedule 7 to the Constitution of India. Concurrent list. There are 47 items currently under joint domain of the Union as well as the respective states. The Parliament enjoys the exclusive power to legislate on subjects enumerated in the Union list. The state legislature has exclusive right to legislate on the state list. Both Parliament and the state legislatures have power to legislate on the subjects contained in the concurrent list, but in case of conflict between the law of the state and the Union on a subject in the concurrent list, the law of Parliament prevails. Administrative relations. The administrative power of a state extends only to its own territory and with respect to which it has legislative competence, whereas the Union has exclusive executive power over the matters with respect to which Parliament has exclusive power to make laws and the exercise of its powers conferred by any treaty or agreement. Financial relations. Article 268 to 293 in Part 12 deal with the financial relations between center and the states. The center and states are empowered by the Constitution to impose various kinds of taxes, and certain taxes are imposed and collected by the center and divided between center and states based on the recommendations of the Finance Commission appointed by the President under Article 280 of the Constitution. Late Prime Minister Indira Gandhi appointed the Sarkaria Commission in 1983 to make an inquiry into the center-state relations. The central government has implemented 180 recommendations of the Commission. The most important is the establishment of the Interstate Council in 1990. Official language. Part 17 of the Constitution deals with the official language in Articles 343 to 351. Initially, the Constitution recognized 14 regional languages which were included in the 8th schedule. At present, 22 languages are recognized. Emergency provisions. National emergency. The President under Article 352 can declare emergency if he is satisfied that India's security is threatened due to war, external aggression, or armed rebellion, or if there is an imminent danger or threat. When a national emergency is declared on the ground of war or external aggression, it is known as external emergency. On the other hand, when it is declared on the ground of armed rebellion, it is known as internal emergency. This type of emergency has been declared 3 times so far in 1962, 1971 and 1975. State emergency. Under Article 356, the President can declare an emergency in a state if the Governor reports that a situation has arisen under which the government of a state cannot be carried on in accordance with the provisions of the Constitution. The continuance of such an emergency beyond 1 year is possible only if emergency under R 352 are in operation or the Election Commission certifies that there are difficulties in holding assembly elections. Maximum duration of the emergency can be 3 years. The state is governed by the governor on behalf of the president. For the first time, the president's rule was imposed in Punjab in 1951. Financial emergency. Article 360 authorizes the President to declare financial emergency if he is satisfied that the financial stability or credit of India or of any of its parts is in danger. In this type of emergency, salaries and allowances of any class of persons serving state or union, including judges of the Supreme Court and High Courts, can be reduced by an order of the President. This type of emergency has not been declared in India so far. Amendment of the Constitution. The term amendment denotes change, improvement, and modification. Article 368 of the Constitution, in Part 20, deals with the powers of Parliament to amend the Constitution and its procedure. Procedure of amendment. An amendment of this Constitution may be initiated only by the introduction of a bill for the purpose in either house of the Parliament, and when the bill is passed in each house by a majority of the total membership of that house and by a majority of not less than 2/3 of the members of that house present and voting, it shall be presented to the President, who shall give his assent to the bill, and thereupon the Constitution shall stand amended in accordance with the terms of the bill. The Constitution amendment can be brought about only by the Parliament. State legislatures cannot initiate for any amendment to the Constitution. Types of amendments. Article 368 provides for 3 ways of amendments. First one, amendment by simple majority of the Parliament. Second one, amendment by special majority of the Parliament. And third one, amendment by special majority of the Parliament and the ratification of half of the state legislatures. Constitutional Reform Commissions. The National Commission to review the working of the Constitution was set up by a resolution of the Government of India in 2000, headed by M.N. Venkatachalaya. In April 2007, a 3-member commission headed by the Former Chief Justice of India, M. Panchi, was set up by the then government to take a fresh look at relative roles and responsibilities of various levels of government and their interrelations. With this lesson, Civics, Unit 1, Indian Constitution is over. We will see the next lesson in the next online class. Thank you, my dears. Thank you.